my name's Barb, and I'm one of the instructors in the HOPE program there at the Allegheny County Jail. I teach the Path of Freedom course with the women, and I'm happy to be here today with you to share a brief chair yoga practice where we will tune into sensations in our body through gentle movement as a way of feeling maybe a little bit more freedom in our bodies and hopefully in our minds and hearts as well. So a couple things to keep in mind. Please remember that everything that I suggest is just a suggestion. If it doesn't feel right in your body today, feel free not to do it or to adjust in any way that makes sense for you. This is your practice, so you want to feel some maybe satisfying sensation or stretch, but without any strain or pain. So let's get started. So we'll start by just finding a nice, comfortable, but kind of elongated posture sitting in our chair. You might want to scooch to the edge of your chair so you have some space between your back and the back of the chair. And we want to think about having kind of a tall spine, but not super rigid and straight, with shoulders relaxed down, maybe knees over feet, and we're going to call this our mountain pose. So we're just sitting up relatively tall, feeling our feet on the floor, and let's just take a moment to breathe. In yoga, we usually breathe through our nose because that's calming to the mind and the body, but if you would rather breathe through your mouth, that's fine too. So let's just take a moment and notice how it feels just to sit here and breathe. Notice the sensations of the breath. You might notice how the chest or the belly expands as you inhale and gently falls as you exhale. Just allowing the body to breathe. And with each breath, maybe feeling a little more connected to yourself, to how you're feeling. Maybe feeling a little more grounded and centered with each breath. And just take a few moments to notice how you are feeling in your body today. And see if you can notice without any judgment about it. Maybe start at the feet. Notice how your feet are feeling. Maybe notice that connection between your feet and your shoes or your feet and the floor. Notice any sensation in your legs. And again, see if you can notice this without any judgment about it, just observing what's true in this moment. Maybe noticing sensation in your hips, your back, your belly. You might notice sensation that is pleasant. You might notice sensation that's uncomfortable. You might become aware of places in your body where you're holding tension or stress. And just imagine the breath freely floating into these tight spaces and maybe giving them a little bit of loosening, a little bit of relaxation. Noticing your back, your low back, middle back, and upper back. Noticing your belly. Sensations in your rib cage and chest, shoulders. We often hold a lot of tension in our shoulders. See if you can just take a nice deep breath and just let go of the breath. Let go of tightness or tension, if you can. Noticing sensation in the arms and the hands. Just observe. Noticing sensation now in your neck and throat, back of your head, the top of your head and your face. And just take a moment to bring the palms of your hands together. Feel that connection between your palms. Maybe just take a moment, just take a pause in this moment and just dedicate this brief chair yoga practice to something greater than yourself, knowing that deep inside you have an unlimited well of wisdom and peace and compassion, and maybe let this few moments of mindful movement be a way of connecting to that unlimited well of wisdom and peace inside of you. Okay, just letting your hands come to your lap and just let your arms hang down by your side, maybe give them a little shake. And we're just going to start by letting our arms reach out to the side and come overhead. Maybe your palms touch overhead if that's comfortable, and then bring your palms right back to what we call heart center, right here in the middle of our chest. And if you'd like, you can add some breathing to the movement. You can coordinate the breath and the movement. If that becomes too distracting, just let your breath flow in any way that feels free and easy for you. But if you'd like to join the breath and the movement, you might inhale as you reach those arms up, palms together overhead, exhale to the heart. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale to the heart. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale to the heart. Nice. Now on these next few, if you'd like, you might stretch a little bit more. You might take your gaze up to your hands if that feels comfortable. You are in charge of how much sensation and stretch you put into this movement. You might decide to tone it down to be a little more gentle. You might decide to turn it up a little bit to be a little bit deeper stretch. So here we go. Inhale, reaching out and up. Maybe you take the gaze overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Nice. A couple more. Inhale. And exhale. One more. And relax your hands in your lap. Take a breath or two here. Just notice the after effects of the movement. And now we're going to move our spine in 6 different directions. So first we're going to round the spine and arch the spine. So you might just let your chin come slowly down towards your chest, just tilting your head down here. Or it might feel good to round the back a little bit more. Move slowly so you're just going to that place where you feel satisfying sensation without any strain or pain. So you might be forming sort of a C shape with the back here, rounding. And then coming back through a nice tall spine, and then you can imagine that your heart is lifting, shoulders back. You might take your gaze up a little bit if that's comfortable. Remember not to overstretch. And then moving through that rounded posture again, you might let your hands slide forward on your lap. Inhale, sitting up tall, little lift and arch. Exhaling, round. Maybe you reach your arms forward as you round. Maybe as you inhale, you take your arms out to the side. Exhale, reach forward, or maybe even cross the arms for a hug. Inhaling, opening wide. Exhaling, rounding. grounding. Maybe a couple more, flowing the movement with the breath. Noticing how this feels in your body. Could you use a little bigger movement or a little smaller movement? Just listen to the signs of your body. And the next time you inhale, just come back up to our neutral pose, our mountain pose. So now we're going to move the spine laterally, so side to side. So you have a couple options here. You could take one hand all the way up if that's uncomfortable for your shoulder or anything. You could put your hand on your shoulder, or you could even keep it on your waist. So you pick which position feels best for you, and just lift up, lengthening the side ribs here, creating space between those ribs. And just breathe here, sitting up nice and tall, so we don't need to go way far over, just feeling a length in the side body, and then lowering that side down. And let's try it on the other side. Lifting, lengthening. Take a breath or two here, let the breath just flow. And then lowering that side down. And now if you like, you can join that with the breath. So you might inhale as you reach up, or here, or here. Exhale as you lower. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lower. If you like, as you inhale and lift, you might even turn your gaze up towards your inner elbow or your hand if that's comfortable. Exhale, lower. Notice how that feels in your neck. Is it a satisfying sensation, or does it feel like a strain? And if it does feel like a strain, just let that part go. Inhale and lift. Exhale, lower. And one more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Really nice. So we've moved the spine forward and back, side to side, and then the last two movements we'll do for the spine is twisting. So whenever we do a spinal twist, we want to start from a nice long spine. You know, as we sit and sit, those vertebrae get compressed, and so we want to sit up nice and tall when we twist. And we're just going to be super gentle when we do this. So we're going to inhale, sit tall, and then imagine the spine kind of like a barber shop pole with the red going around. So we're just going to twist around the center line. So inhale to get tall, and then exhale, just gently twist. Hips are still facing forward, knees are still facing forward. And we're just going to go until we feel that sensation in the twist, and then slowly unwind. And then inhale, get tall. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale here, get a little taller. And slowly unwind, exhale. Nice. So we're going to do that a few more times. Just go at your own pace. You don't have to follow me exactly. I'll walk us through it, but if you want to do it at a different speed, you can certainly do that. So inhale, tall. Exhale, twist. Inhale, tall. Exhale, unwind. Other side. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, unwind. One more time like that on each side. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist. Be mindful not to stretch the neck too much. We don't want to strain it. Inhale, tall. Exhale, unwind. Last side. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist. Inhale, tall. Exhale, unwind. Really nice. All right, so we're going to do a little forward fold here. And so you have a few options here. You might just bring your elbows to your knees. Little release maybe in the low back. You could take your head down if you like. If it feels really comfortable, you might even go all the way down, resting your belly on your lap and letting your hands come to the floor. If I did that, you wouldn't be able to see me, but that is an option as well. And just take a few breaths here. And see if as you breathe, you can release maybe some tension in the low back. Notice as you take a deep breath here, you're kind of expanding those tight places in your back. You might feel it in your belly as well, maybe pressing against your lap. Nice, and then slowly come up. Let's move the shoulders around a little bit. We're going to do one shoulder at a time. A lot of us might be taking care of injuries or discomfort in the shoulder, so we want to pay a lot of attention to how each shoulder feels individually and take care of that shoulder. So, starting on whatever side you like, you have a few options. You can make a nice, slow, big circle with a long arm, or you could bend your elbow, bring your fingertips to your shoulder, and make nice, slow circles through your comfortable range of motion. So you choose either long arm or hand on the shoulder, or if this one is just hurting too much, just don't do that one. Just sit and breathe with us and just imagine all that healing breath kind of moving through that shoulder. So maybe a couple more rotations, and maybe this is your comfortable range of motion. Then that is where you stay. Maybe it's a little bit bigger, or maybe after you've done a few rotations, you feel a little more ease and it feels like you can go a little bit bigger in a comfortable and safe way. And then let's change directions. Keep your breath flowing free and easy. Notice how that feels in your shoulder. You can always stop or take a break at any time. And then gently release, maybe shake out the arm a little bit. And just pause here, notice the difference between one shoulder and the other after that little bit of movement. And then we'll move on to the other side, either a nice big long arm, or you can just make circles with the elbow. And maybe your range of motion is very different on one side, so we just honor what is true in this moment. Not what we wish was true, not what used to be true, but what is true in this moment. How does my shoulder feel today in this moment? What does it need? How much movement is safe and satisfying to this joint? And when you're ready, changing directions. You might experiment with slowing it down. You might feel or hear some snap, crackle, pops as we move through some of these movements, and that's okay as long as it doesn't hurt. That's normal sounds that joints make when you move them here and there. And release that, shake it out. Let's just shake out the arms a little bit. Let's maybe march out the feet a little bit. We haven't done a whole lot for the low body, so I'm just lifting my knees one at a time, feeling the engagement in my belly or core, keeping my back nice and tall. Nice, and then sitting up nice and tall. Again, back to my mountain pose. Let's cross one ankle over the thigh, if that's comfortable for you. For some people, this is very accessible. For other people, not so much. If this is not comfortable for you, you can extend the other leg, so you're kind of lowering everything down. So now my right leg is long, and I'm kind of on my heel, and my left knee is now lower. Or you could just cross your ankles. So the idea is that you are just opening the hip just a tad. And so whatever position you choose, just sit up a little bit taller. And sometimes just that sitting up a little bit taller brings a nice stretch to that hip. And if that's too much, then modify the pose. Decrease the intensity. And while you're here, you might roll your ankle and your foot in one direction and roll it in the other direction. I feel a lot of little crickety-crackities in my ankle when I do that, but that's good. That means that I'm doing something helpful, bringing circulation down to that area, lubricating the joints. Nice. So if you would like a little more stretch in your hip and bottom, you can sit up tall here and then slowly begin to hinge forward. So from a nice tall spine, I am just hinging forward a bit until I feel a little more sensation and stretch. And I don't go too far, and I move nice and slow so I don't overshoot the mark and hurt myself. And I breathe. I just go to my, what we call our edge, just that place where we feel satisfying sensation without any strain or pain. And I just pause and breathe. And while I'm there, I think about relaxing and releasing what I can, my shoulders, my face, my jaw. And then slowly come out of that. I'm going to uncross my leg. I'm holding underneath my knee wherever I can. And I'm just going to let that leg swing a few times. Gently release it down. Sit up nice and tall. And let's just reach those arms out and up. Palms together. Exhale to the heart. And let's switch to the other side. So crossing my ankle over my thigh, or lowering the other leg a bit, straightening it out if I need to dial down the intensity a little bit, or maybe just crossing my ankles. Sitting up nice and tall, I can roll my foot in one direction, rolling that ankle, and then changing directions. And then if I would like a little more sensation, I might sit a bit taller. I might begin to lean forward, relaxing my shoulders, my face. And breathe. Slowly coming up. Uncross that leg, hold under the knee, let it swing a little bit, and float that foot down. So coming back to our nice neutral position, our mountain pose, sitting up nice and tall. And let's inhale, reach arms out and up, palms together, exhale to the heart, relax your hands in your lap. And we are going to just take a few moments of breathing, of tuning in. And this is the part of yoga that sometimes is people's favorite parts, where we just really take some space to let our bodies kind of integrate all the benefits of the movements that we've been doing. So if you are sitting away from the back of your chair, I invite you to scoot all the way back so you can feel as comfortable as you can in your chair. If you'd like, you can close your eyes. That's up to you. If you prefer to keep them open, you might want to just gently lower your gaze and just begin once again to notice your breath. Notice the sensation as you breathe in, and notice the sensation as you breathe out. Breathing in relaxation and breathing out peace. And with each inhale, let that breath, like healing, soothing energy, nourish every cell in your body. And with each exhale, releasing and relaxing and letting go of anything that's no longer serving you. Inhaling, nourishing, nurturing. Exhale, releasing and relaxing. And let that breath carry you deeper beneath your physical body and your emotional body to the ground of your being, to that place deep inside of unlimited wisdom, compassion, and peace. That place that is unchanging and unlimited. In this place where we know ourselves to be precious and beautiful and perfect exactly as we are in this moment. And we rest in this place and breathe. Take a moment here and just notice how you feel. Notice any shifts or changes in how you feel in your physical body. Maybe any areas of greater openness or ease. Notice your emotional body, your thoughts and feelings. Maybe notice any areas of greater openness or ease here that you have opened up through your yoga practice. And I just invite you, whatever you are feeling in your physical body or your emotional body, thoughts and feelings, just breathe love and acceptance and healing into any place that hurts. You might even put a hand over your heart to kind of seal this message in of self-compassion and healing. In yoga, we traditionally end our practice by bringing our palms together, and we honor that place of peace and goodness in ourselves and others. And we traditionally end a practice by saying the word namaste, which means the light in me honors the light in you. Again, that word is namaste. If you like, you can say that with me now. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, and I hope to see you soon.